the fastest 15 minutes on the internet or on social media. My name is Judson Powell. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. All right, just trying to get everything straight. Anyway, want to talk about Atatiana, I hope I pronounced her name right, Jefferson, and the young lady who was shot by Fort Worth, Texas police a couple of days ago. And so I want to bring up a couple of points about this. I sat back, I read a lot of the accounts and a lot of the media accounts, and then I just talked to people. And so the one thing that's really disturbing about the whole situation is the fact that, and this is what I think warrants the fact that they need to file charges against this officer. First of all, they never announced. Okay, one of the first things that you learn is that the police are supposed to announce their presence. They're supposed to knock and announce. And then I saw the neighbor that called the police, who brought them there. And when they showed up, there was no sirens, there was no lights, no nothing. And he described it almost like it was like a covert operation, like they were trying to be undercover and not, he's like tactical units came around the corner, and and I'm just paraphrasing what they said. And then all of a sudden they got out, they started searching the property, but they never said anything about being the police. All right. Now, they said that her front, and that's why they called, the front door was open, et cetera, et cetera. So, I get it and I don't get it, but then from according to and then the other thing is, there was the body cam footage was edited. And then here's the thing, they always try to villainize or demonize the victim. And they said that they saw a gun. And this was after the fact, because according to the way the body cam footage went, and according to, they never had an opportunity to even see a gun. If there was a gun on the floor and you're looking in through a window and you shoot into the window, I mean, what's the probability that you're going to be able to see a gun? Okay. And then he just said, "Show me your hands," and shot. He never allowed the process of the hands to be shown. And obviously, if she never had an opportunity to show her hands, she never had the opportunity to draw down on him and threaten his life. All right, because according to all the reports, he said that that he was, I guess, in fear, and so that's why he shot. Now, all of this is starting to get a little bit weird. It's starting to weird me out a lot. And here's the thing. I was talking to a friend, and they said that in Texas, that there is a certain thing where you have to pop as a new officer. And this was a officer that had only been on the force for a year. And so that in order to pop your cherry, so to speak, you have to kill an unarmed black person. So then started going through the other reports, right? Started going through all these. And then, so the other reports revealed some very interesting information. The Fort Worth Police Department has shot 9 people, 7 of them fatally. Okay, they did not put the statistic on how many were actually black. So then the next thing is, and then we see in Texas, there have been 75 officer involved shootings this year, which seems like a whole lot of shootings. I mean, this seems like it's an exorbitant 75 shootings. That's a few a month. And it is, I'm sure that most of these people, and I haven't done the research, so I can't really, speak on it, but 75 officer involved shootings, and it's only October, we still have a couple of months in the year left, and then you're talking about the Fort Worth Police Department involved in 9 of those, and 7 of them fatalities. So we don't know. I don't know the number out of the 75. How many of those were actually fatalities? All right, but I do know that that's a high number. And then going back and thinking about it and saying, well, is that a thing? Because I guess the police associations or whatever, is that a thing? Is shooting an unarmed black person, is that a requirement to be accepted into the fold? I mean, think about it. And then we look at all of these shootings and all of these people coming up dead. And and these are minor things. The report was a welfare check. Think about this. This was done on a welfare check. There was no crime reported. There was no, all they wanted to know was she okay? All they had to do was go to the door, boom, 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 boom. Hello, Fort Worth Police Department. Hi, we're looking for Miss Jefferson. Is Miss Jefferson in? Yes, Miss Jefferson. Your neighbor called the police, and we're just trying to because your front door was open, and so we're just trying to make sure that you're all right. The other thing is that the house was occupied by her elderly, by one of her elderly relatives, right? So and he's talking about the neighbor is talking about how he feels guilty about it, but he was just looking out for her. He didn't, and I hope that brother, will heal and he won't feel bad. Now that's a brother that you need to forgive. If y'all want to go around forgiving people, that's a brother that y'all definitely need to go around and forgive. All right. So think about it, right? So make sure now, and we know exactly what's going on and how it's going on. So the people of every place, you have to be careful. Whenever you involve the police in anything, you have to be very careful. And unfortunately, now this is a statistic that I do know, is that the majority of times when the police are called, they're called by another African or descendant of Africans. We call the police on each other. And then that gives the authorities, carte blanche into going into whatever they want to do. So before you call the police on somebody, before, whatever, make sure that I'm no way, and I'm not saying, I'm not blaming the brother that called the police. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, please be careful when you call the police, because when you call the police, what's happening? As soon as the police get there, all right, one of the options that they have is to do what? Is to use deadly force, whether it's warranted or not. And in this case, it appears that it was not warranted to use deadly force. Why? And as soon as he came in, it was just like he just shot. It's just like, he saw somebody and he shot. And if he's that scared, he don't need to be a police officer. And the other thing, why were they searching like the outside of the house and all of those type of things? It was just the whole thing was just handled, just the whole routine, everything that was handled, it was handled incorrectly. The entire thing was handled incorrectly. Like I said, this should have been go to the front door, knock on the door, boo, boo, boo. Is Miss Jefferson there? To come there with the lights on, blazing, lights on, get out the car, attract attention, knock on the front door. Hello, is anybody home? And none of this, it just doesn't make sense. So was this officer, was him shooting Ms. Jefferson, was it a case of him trying to, join the Blue Club. All right? Think about it. Because all of these people are ending up dead. And we're talking about in Texas. People are ending up dead in Texas. And why? You know, and most of the situations do not require deadly force. You know, and these murders that have occurred that have involved black people, they have involved situations that are not uh, criminal activities. Like high level criminal activities. No forces, no threat of physical violence, no threat of anything like that. They're just routine calls. People getting pulled over for a traffic violation or a traffic light or something like that, and all of a sudden it escalates to a point where somebody is getting killed. So we know that it's part of the systemic racism. Let's not kid ourselves. This is systemic racism. That's what it is. And what makes it worse too is that a lot of the people that are involved are also, black folk. That's what make, some of these police officers, police chiefs, sergeants, lieutenants, all of that. So why are y'all in there if you're not going to do anything to make things fair and to make things equal and to make things right? It's like, okay, so it's okay to be judge and jury over a black person, but it's not okay to be judging, and it kills me because we see on the internet, we see all the time, right? We see the memes and all that stuff where, they go out and a guy, a white guy, shoots up a mall or shoots up a movie theater or shoots up, a church or a synagogue or, whatever they shoot up. And they shoot up all this stuff, but when they're apprehended, they get apprehended without a scratch, and they got guns and everything, bombs, all kind of stuff. But you're not scared of them, but you look inside of a woman's bedroom window, and you shoot her through the window because you have some type of apprehension, and that's a woman. So you mean to tell me you couldn't just tell her to freeze or whatever, that you were in such fear that you had to pull the trigger and take her life right then? And that's horrible. It's really horrible. And then on top of that, her 8-year-old nephew, I mean, this could have been it's already bad, but it could have been far worse. Now this young man has to go throughout his entire life, and he's going to think about his aunt being shot right in front of him by the police. Right. So I'm just saying, got to be more careful. Things got to be, taken care of in a different way, a different manner, in a different fashion. Anyway, I'm just kind of sad about this whole thing. It's just really, and the young lady, she was a good young lady, Miss Jefferson, she was a good young lady. She had graduated from Fisk, from what I understand, and, had her whole future and her whole life, ahead of her. So, I mean, look at that, but yet and still, y'all bring, these other folks in. Y'all arrest them. They done killed a bunch of people. Y'all arrest them, and y'all buy them Burger King on the way down to the cell. Really. Anyway, that's going to do it. That's the fastest 15 minutes on the internet. My vibration is like real low right now. I can't even vibrate high with that junk, man. Woo! Anyway, fastest 15 minutes on the internet and on social media. My name is Judson Powell. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the police, y'all need to stop hitting buttons because y'all don't know what the hell y'all doing. Anyway, I love all of you. I love you, and I'll see y'all next time.